It came originally from a guy called Andrew Pinnells in our church, who'd been working in Coleshaw, delivering food parcels from the food bank. And he had this vision of trying to build a thriving Christian community in Coleshaw. God gives ideas to different people in slightly different ways, and we get it in different ways. And I'd been having at the same time a word from God about spiritual wilderness is what I kept hearing. And I also kept getting this picture of a place, and I recognised the place because I'd been there before, and it was Coleshaw. I was sitting in church one morning and Andrew gave a talk about the vision he had for Coleshaw, and it all just came together for me. And I went to chat to Andrew, and it kicked off from there. We didn't want to just go off charging, thinking, oh, we got this brilliant idea, and we're going to make it happen, and we'll tell God about it afterwards when we finished it. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to know that this was God's will, or if it was God's will. And so we slowly built a team, a group of really good, faithful Christian folk who prayed about it with us, to try and discern whether or not this actually was God's will. We got to the point where, we're confident that this is what God wants to happen. And then slowly again, we pulled together a team of people who had a heart for the vision, not just because they wanted to do something, but they actually had a heart for it. And we built that team, and we invested in that team, and we trained that team, and we just got to the point where we were ready to go. Through being God-led, through being prayer-led, through this team I've already mentioned of really good, faithful Christian folk praying and discerning God's will and helping us to build and design the way forward. And also, what was really, really important was being part of the community, getting into the community and listening to the community, but not just listening, but actually hearing as well. Because sometimes you hear things, you listen, but you hear things through your own perceptual mindset, and what you hear is something different from what the person said. So we had to work hard at hearing what the people wanted rather than what we thought was best for them. They provided us with training, which we were able to share with the team. Also, to be able to see other people who were just ordinary folk like us, not super spiritual or anything like that. They were just ordinary folk trying to do God's will, and seeing that they'd got things wrong. And we felt so much better about that. We weren't the only ones getting it wrong. That's an easy one to answer. 2 weeks before we launched in the community centre, the council closed it. And said it doesn't meet health and safety requirements, we're closing it down, and they never opened it again. So 2 weeks away from launch, we were absolutely stumped. A couple of days after that, one of the team found this place where we are now. And it's not perfect, but it serves its purpose, it serves its need. And the brilliant thing about it is it's smack in the middle of the estate. Where we were going before was on the outskirts of the estate, and so many of the people who have been here have said to us, if it had been in the community centre, we wouldn't have gone because we couldn't have got there. So we've ended up actually in a better place. Biggest joy, undoubtedly, has been seeing a person come to faith who had never had a faith before, watching them come to faith. And on top of that, if I can give two answers, is seeing relationships develop and relationships deepen. Seeing people who were really quite anti-church are now regular members here. And those two things together have been fantastic for us.